Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Universe Jarvis. So this is a little different. If you guys notice, I'm in some different scenery, and I'll try to talk a little bit louder because my dryer is going. So this is the kitchen, which I guess it has a European thing going on. So the stove here, washer and dryer. But anyway, and all my junk. So I don't know if you can see, but back here, this is my friend. This is my Ninja Swirl that I got a couple months ago when it came out because love Ninja appliances. I have to show you guys all the appliances in here. But anyhow, so the only thing that I've really made so far is just like the easy vanilla ice cream. It actually comes out pretty good. And if you don't know, I did an unboxing, but these are the pints, and these are made specifically for the creamy or for the swirl. And the reason for that is most of the pint jars won't have this, which allows you, when you go to make the soft serve, it kind of comes out of that nozzle right there at the bottom. So actually, it comes with two, but I got some more because I don't know how much this recipe is going to yield. So I'm going to make a lavender ice cream. It actually is supposed to be a lavender cookies and cream, but kind of thought that was doing a little bit too much, and I like lavender, so I figure I'll just kind of start out there. So the first step is going to be to get kind of, I guess, the base going, and then for that I actually had to get some lavender flowers that are dry. These are like food grade so that I can actually make it. Because essentially what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna kind of, I guess, steep these down in a pot. And which actually, let's change the camera down so you guys can see the pot. Don't need to see my beautiful face. All right, so got our lavender flowers. We're gonna need some heavy cream, and this is the first time I've made this, so I don't know if you guys can see off camera. Well, it's kind of in the camera, but I've got my recipe there, and then you're gonna need some salt. It says kosher salt, I got sea salt. Same difference, I guess. All right, so in a medium saucepan, which, I don't know, I guess you can call this medium, you're gonna combine the heavy cream, the lavender, and the salt. So this recipe calls for 3/4 cup of heavy cream, so I've got my measuring cup there. Gonna just measure out 3/4 cup of the heavy whipping cream, which is an integral part of ice cream, I found out just from making a regular base. So that's 3/4 cup right there. Just pour that in. And for the lavender, I'm gonna need a tablespoon of dried culinary lavender, which is this. It scares me that this is actually from, it's very China-y. New, made in China. Okay, well, it's supposed to be food grade, so we'll see, right? Promote relaxation and improve sleep, relieve stress and anxiety, helps elevate mood. Great. All right, so how does this open up? It's got a little full tab, full to open. I can smell the lavender. Oh my gosh, smells so good. So there's the lavender flowers right there. It smells so nice. So we're gonna do a tablespoon of those. And salt is an 1/8 teaspoon. I'll just go ahead and add it real quick before we add the eighth little salt. This is the whisk. I guess I should get a whisk. I've got a spoon. Let's see here. Tablespoon. My tablespoon of lavender here. So, tablespoon. Now, Jenny's actually has a wild berry lavender ice cream that has like notes of orange in it, and it goes really well together. I actually had some the other weekend, and goodness, stuff was expensive. A pint of it was $7. So I'm gonna see how this goes. It's not gonna have those citrusy notes, but I can kind of play around with it once I see. So basically, it says just whisk this together. Whisk it to combine it. Gosh, it's so fragrant. I love it. Alright, so now it's going to go on the stove on low heat and it's going to steep for 10 minutes. It says to stir every 2 minutes to keep it from boiling or from bubbling. Apparently I don't need this other, so I'm going to put my cold ingredients up. Alright, and now for some stove action. That's what I've been working on top of, is the stove. It's a gas situation. Alright, so I'll use this burner here. I'm gonna get that on low. I'm just gonna set the pot on here. And just gonna let it go for 10 minutes steep. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes. Starting now.
Actually, I want to be closer to you guys in the camera so y'all can see. Let's switch burners. Just a little bit closer. Alright, so we're going to do this for roughly 10 minutes. Just going to steep here. And after this steeps, you're going to actually drain it. And I need to go ahead and get all that stuff together, I guess, while I'm waiting. And like I said, I'm following my recipe. This actually came from Ninja's Test Kitchen. And the creator of this, her name is Skylar Bouchard. So props out to her. Alright, so I'm in a large bowl. And I'm going to strain this. And I don't know if this is going to yield a pint. Like I said, I don't know. I'm going to assume this is just a pint, not two. Just kind of go gentle here. I'm really smelling the lavender in there, but we'll see. Now this is my large bowl. It might be too large, but we'll go with it. It says stir every 2 minutes. I actually feel like I went above and beyond for this. I got a set of mesh strainers. That's what this is, so that I won't get the lavender once I transfer it to the bowl. Oh, actually a really good buy. I got a little set of these. It was like 18 bucks. I got 3 different sizes of these, and then I got some skimmers. I'll show you guys. So yeah, it was a set of 3. And these little skimmers, which are also mesh, they're for like if you're cooking something, getting stuff out of grease and things like that. Or if you're cooking something where fat's kind of like floating around. I'm intrigued by this. I'll have to play with it because I might be able to make that Jenny's ice cream that I was telling you guys about. This also calls for an ice bath, which we'll see if we end up using one once I put it into that pint. But I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the cup out. Might as well. I'm gonna do my dish cleaning. I keep leaning in. I want to smell it. I want to smell the lavender. This is my first time cooking with a an herb like this. Well, is lavender an herb? No, it's a flower. I had a season where I planted a bunch of herbs and I did nothing with them, so we'll see how this goes, because if this actually turns out well, maybe I need to start back planting lavender. I haven't had much luck with it growing though. I don't really get it to flower. Got a little over 5 minutes left. Making ice cream in this thing is a little bit of a process because it takes some time. You can't really eat it right away, and you've got to wait actually 24 hours for everything to freeze. Because I'm debating, I actually want to make a custard, so I'll see how I'm feeling after this. I may go ahead and do the other video for the custard. The custard has a couple more steps. And custard, well, actually, I can't remember if it's a custard or gelato, but very similar. They use egg yolk in them, which for some reason I thought this recipe did the same thing, but once I looked at it again, it doesn't. I guess it was something else that I was looking at. So this is actually starting to bubble a little bit. You might not be able to see it, but it's starting to like kind of boil a little bit there. So I'm just gonna kind of stir it gently. And who knows, this may actually be enough, but I'm gonna try to go for the whole 10 minutes. Because I can see where the flowers have kind of like broken down. Kind of smell the lavender now. So basically this is like if you were gonna make tea, basically just heating these up so that the flavor from the lavender goes down into the heavy cream. So cooking it essentially, but you're not gonna want the flowers in your ice cream, so that's where this guy comes in. It's gonna strain the bigger particles out anyway because it's mesh. She is bubbling. I'm gonna have to keep stirring it. About 3 minutes now. 3.5. I don't know, I should have just went on ahead and made a double, but let's see how this comes out. Because I think this is just gonna yield a pint. I don't think it's gonna be 2, just from reading the instructions. If I was gonna do 2, I'd just double all the ingredients. But like I said, just kind of playing around. Gonna see how it comes out. Smell the dairy. Too bad videos don't have smell, but I can smell the heavy cream, and lavender is kind of infusing its way in there. Actually quite pleasant. Alright, we are at 2.5 minutes. We're almost done with this. This is not very exciting. It's gonna be the bulk of the video. Look like we're at 14 minutes so far. But just want to keep an eye on it. Like I said, you see I'm just kind of watching, I'm stirring it. It's on a slow boil. I mean, I see it bubbling a little bit, but it's not like super intense. It's definitely not a hard boil. I mean, there's probably no way to avoid it doing this. And I honestly think I'm going to give this like another minute, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn the heat off. And when I've been making a bit easy base, it just takes pudding. So I'm gonna put like a tablespoon of like vanilla pudding in there. Like I said, this is a different recipe. It's actually using sweetened condensed milk, which I haven't done yet. And I've tried to make ice cream, or I've made ice cream in here, so it's like a different variation. I'm gonna let that go for another few seconds. actually think. Got about a minute to go, but just from eyeing this and judging it, I'm gonna just go on ahead and we're gonna cut the heat on that. I think it's steeped enough. Just let it sit here and boil for another second. So it's time for the second step. Turn the timer off. So now, according to the instructions, we're gonna drain this off. We're gonna add milk, sweet condensed milk, and food coloring once we get this drained out. This isn't hot, but it might give me a little bit more grip. So that's what we're working with, right? I'm gonna just take this and I'm gonna pour it. So you see, strainer pretty much caught all of those particles. And I do see some little small particles, but it's not a lot. Alright, and I'm just gonna kind of let this drip a little bit longer. Got most of that, so I'm gonna discard this. Alright, so now we need milk. Milk, got some sweet condensed milk. What else is it called for? Purple food coloring. And purple, why? Because lavender's purple. So I mean, I guess you could not dye it if you wanted to. I actually just ordered these, so kind of curious about it. Came with a bunch of colors. There's a great purple in here. Try that out. So, pretty straightforward. Let me get the amounts that we need to measure out. I think it's a half a cup of the sweet condensed milk, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, half a cup of that and 3/4 cup of whole milk. Alright, so I'm gonna make a little bit of noise here and use my can opener. The sweet condensed milk opened. Got that open. I've got the coolest can opener. If it opens it, no cutty edges. It's a safety can opener. Alright, so we need half a cup of this, which I'm still not used to measuring out sweet condensed milk because most of my recipes, when I do use it, uses a whole can of it. So actually I'm probably going to end up making 2 batches of these. It's just so that I don't waste the sweet condensed milk. So that's half a cup of that. So clip of that. 3/4 cup of milk, which I'm going to rinse this first. All right. We need 3/4 cup of milk. I normally like lactose free, but this is what I have. Well, actually, I bought more yesterday, but we're gonna use what's open. All right. So, 3/4 cup milk. So she's looking like that so far. Gonna whisk it together. This is definitely only gonna make a pint, I can already tell. Smells lovely though. Smells nice. Surface back up here. Looks pretty blended. So next we do 4 drops of purple food coloring. And you can mix, I think, blue and red together, but I was like, let me get some already mixed up. So we'll see how deeply purple this is. 1 drop. Come on. 2, 3, and 1 more makes 4. This is great purple. Let's see how it looks. Oh wow, it's a nice little cute shade of like a kind of lavender. Nice. Alright, there it is. That actually seemed like enough to fill this pint, but we'll see. Alright, and with these, you need to make sure that it's closed if you're using this one. So mine's closed because you'll know if it's in the open position, but make sure it's closed. There's a max fill line on these as well. So I'm just gonna pour it. Oh wow, that's actually not even enough to fill it up all the way. This isn't quite a full pint. Interesting. Now, it says to put it in an ice bath. I'm really not happy. That's really not full. But it's okay, I guess. It's what it yields. I'll have to make adjustments. It says to put it in an ice bath, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm going to make another one. So by the time I'm finished with the other one, it hopefully should be cool because I just don't want to waste that sweet condensed milk. But, you know, it could be cookies and cream. You could put the sandwich cookies in there. I said I'm not going to do that because I want to try it like this first just to see if I like it. But that's what we got. So once this freezes, so hopefully tomorrow I'll do another video. I kind of want to do it as a soft serve. I don't know if I should do it as a soft serve or if I should just do it just creamy and make it just a scoopable situation, but we'll see. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. There'll be more. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a custard, but I think for today I'm just going to wrap up with making these, getting in the fridge, and like I said, I can actually got me some more of these because it comes with 2 in the box, and then you can get another 2, so those are like $35. So since I could get it today, It's like, why not? Because I only had 2 pints, so. And it'll serve, you can get, it says you can get 4 cones out of this. I forget to do that because the vanilla that I made a couple of weeks ago, when I finally dispensed it, I think I got 2 cones out of that. But granted, they were big, heavy, fat people cones, or I won't say fat, big back cones. But it was delicious and I ate all of it, so maybe I'll make some tonight. So anyhow, thanks for watching this video. If you have not done so, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, comment. You guys are awesome, that's why I do this. So until next time, Universe Jarvis, out.